So welcome back to Decoy Noise and another episode of Am I the Antagonist in Am I the Antagonist for not shaving my head for a colleague with cancer? So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing down below. Also in the comments, let me know which subscriber number you are because it really helps not only track my channel growth, it also is going to be something special on the Decoy Noise website, but also I think once I hit 1,000, I'm at 825 right now, we're no longer going to be able to count out which subscriber number you are. So if you haven't done it, do it, let me know because it's going to be something special in the future. But let's get to this post because I imagine it's going to hit a lot of people close to home. So OP writes, this happened last year and I only just found this subreddit. Also, first ever post, so go easy on me. Last year, one of my colleagues got diagnosed with testicular cancer and needed to go through chemo. Chemotherapy makes all your hair fall out in clumps and eventually you wind up bald. Some of my colleagues, both male and female, decided to shave themselves bald to show support. However, I barely know this colleague. I'd only been with the company for 2 months, so while I expressed my support and hope that he pulls through, I wouldn't be shaving my head. When shaving day came around, both the colleague and a few others had shaved themselves, expressed that they were hurt that I hadn't shaved bald and asked what was up. I said I still absolutely support him in every way, but I'm just not shaving myself bald. He seemed offended and now Bald Gang said I was being a jerk and I might as well laugh in his face. When I asked how come they aren't giving some of the others the same lecture, apparently it was because they were women and needed the long hair. I'm almost certain I'm in the right and they're being unreasonable, but I need a sanity check. Am I the antagonist? So like I always do in these posts, I'm going to go back to kind of decoy court, which is my knee-jerk reaction to kind of say what I think is the thing before we get into the top comments and also the controversial comments that are more entertaining than anything. And I'm just going to go ahead and say right now is, I hate whenever you work at a place and they kind of want to socially pressure you into doing something that is like their will. Yes, we want to show our solidarity for the guy that got the diagnosis, but there's multiple ways to show your support. We don't just because one guy decided, hey, look, this would be a good thing to show support. Now everybody has to do it. That's not your choice to make. And the one thing I'll kind of pull away from this is I work in an office that I'm a manager of my own department, and also there's lots of other managers of different other departments, and also there's a hierarchy in that location, a hierarchy in my specific department across like the nation. So it's like I always get angry at the idea when they say, hey, Christmas time comes around. You know what? We're all going to pitch in $20 to get Tyler a gift. We're all going to pitch in $20 to get Greg a gift, and then Michael a gift, and Tuggle a gift. Everybody's going to get a gift for $20, and, you know, Cheddar's got to get a gift, and this guy's having a baby or whatnot. So it becomes a situation where it's like around holiday time, I'm on the hook for like 7 different holiday cards, and that's going to be like $140 just that I got to give up because somebody else made that decision. I may be the antagonist in that situation, but I utterly despise when someone volunteers my money and I just don't do it. They're like, oh, don't you want to sign the holiday card? Don't you want to sign their baby shower card? I'm like, no, if I want to do something for them, I'm going to do it on my behalf. I'm not going to do it so you guys can hand them the card or whatever. Obviously, I'm getting very upset about this. This isn't the same thing because this is supporting someone with an illness, but just the idea that I'm never a fan of people volunteering my goodwill on their behalf. If I'm going to do something, I'll do it. If he wants to share his support, he can share his support. He's not going to get browbeat by the other people, especially when they're giving some of the other people a pass for not doing it. So, like I said, in decoy court, I'm saying he is not the antagonist. But let's look at some top posts right now. But like I always say, before we get to the top post, pause the video. Let me know what your replies are in the decoy coy voice down there because I like to reply to all your posts or whatever. And honestly, some of the posts you guys do are the more entertaining posts anyway, so I got to figure out a way to implement that in the video. But let's get to the top comment on the post itself. Not the antagonist. That guy had more stuff to worry about than his shaved head. Then who shaved their head than to support him? What is this even doing? I get if my sister felt crappy because she had to shave her head because of chemo, I would probably do it then to make her feel better. But shaving your head because someone has cancer is about as effective as changing your profile picture to an effing ribbon. Way to use cancer to make people feel bad. Shame on them and the person who had it for also joining in. Also, people usually shave their head for leukemia. There are many other ways to show support for those who have cancer, like donating to cancer charities and hospitals, and, you know, being there for that person. This post triggered me. So I guess this is a good point to kind of put across the thing. It was like there's other ways where you can share your support. So it's like if maybe not even necessarily the charity. I'm sure that the guy it's nice for him to come back to the office or like see pictures on the internet and say, oh my god, everybody, all my friends are standing, their solidarity, everybody's cheering for me. That's really good. So they probably appreciate that. But just the idea that I'm sure he wouldn't have enough time if he's dealing with this very hard situation in his life. He doesn't have the time to be like, oh, let me check social media. Oh my god, Tyler didn't shave his head too. Oh my god, Cheddar didn't shave their head. And then you just like, they got bigger problems than that. Like the only person that has a problem with it is a person that like probably set this whole situation up. So the other thing is that he would probably be more grateful is if OP just said, okay, you know what? You're going through this thing? Let me take care of all those documents for you. Oh, you know what? Here, instead of me donating to the charity that's going to help you out, let me do it to the specific hospital that's treating you. Or maybe your medical bills, or maybe sending you and your family food while you're at the, like, ordering food for them in the hospital or whatever. Like, just actual things that help themselves. Not, you know what? I'd hate to say it, but you know what? Here's my decoy court idea is, if we were able to kind of shave our head for him and like post our social media picture, isn't that kind of like us using his suffering as an attention token on our social media? Like you do that to say, hey, look at me, look at I'm supporting it. It's like, wouldn't the more genuine thing to be like, okay, cool, hey, just so you know, that person has cancer, and then in your own personal life, you sending them like, hey, let's get I'm just gonna throw any food restaurant out there. Let's send Stone Oven to cater their meals for the day or whatever. Let's send the family all that stuff, or like, you know, let's actually help them out, and then not posting it on social media. Wouldn't that be the better thing? I don't know. Drop your comments down below, because I'm very, I guess I'm sensitive to this type of subject or whatever. So let's see a reply. The reply is, they didn't shave their heads for the sick coworker. They shaved their heads for themselves, which, yes and no, but I get what this sentiment is coming from, because I kind of said the same thing. And then someone just said, they shaved their heads for themselves. Exactly. Okay, so let's look at the next post over here. Not the antagonist. It's where they're shaming you. In my opinion, you could be his best friend in the entire world, and you still wouldn't be the antagonist, or the antagonist here, for not shaving your head. As long as you're being sensitive and supportive, you're not in the wrong. If it bothers you, maybe talk to the guy privately and let him know that you're there if he needs anything, but you're not shaving your head. And that's the thing, is maybe he did it and just didn't post it to social media, or didn't go in the office banging pots and pans and look at me, look at all these things I'm doing or whatever. But whatever, I digress. The reply to that: and if they start harassing you more, I would go to HR. No one should be belittling you at work because you didn't shave your head. On the other hand, these dudes must think you're some cool bro if they needed you to follow their BS. Who effing asks a stranger to shave their head to support them? I would be terrified to even ask my best friend, let alone a dude I barely know at work. Yeah, that was kind of a bizarre thing. Next post. Not the antagonists. They sound like ridiculous mobs of jerks to turn something that's supposed to infuse positivity into something to fight about. Okay. And another post. Not the antagonist. Hair is a very personal, whether some people acknowledge it or not. Some people are deeply attached to it and some people aren't. Personally, I wouldn't have, because I'm very attached to my hair. You don't have to shave your head if you don't want to. You still showed your support. No one is entitled to change your appearance no matter the cause. Valid, okay. And the one thing I would say is, like, some people, like, okay, so if I shaved my head today, it would probably take me, what, 2-3 months to grow it back? What if there's a guy that had dreadlocks where it took him like 10 years to grow it out, and it's like you expect him to sacrifice his 10 years compared to your 3 months? Like, just because it's okay for you doesn't mean it's okay for somebody else. And there's other things that are just like other factors that are in part of it. Other factors there, like, you know, not to be very vain, but it's like, what if the guy had a perfectly chiseled face with a good jawline, an oval shape or whatever, and what if the other guy had like a very round face? It's like, other people need their hair to balance it's super vain and shallow for me to say this, but it's like, other people need their hair to balance their head out, their shape, to make them feel like, you know, good looking to themselves. So it's like, you don't know what's going on with every single person. You're just trying to, like, you know, like I said, bang those pots and pans to help pat yourself on the back, saying, hey Tyler, look what I did for you, look over here or whatever. So maybe I'm getting this entirely wrong. Like I said, drop in the comments. I read every single one of them when I get the alert, because sometimes the system doesn't work. But let's look at the controversial comments, because honestly, that's always going to be the I don't want to say more interesting, but it's just more oh my gosh, if the buttons would work. Sometimes this doesn't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to say more interesting, but just the more we get more out of that or whatever. So I don't have a good synonym for that. So let's look at the top comments were moved by the moderator. So the next controversial comment was, not the antagonist. Downvoted because it's terribly obvious all these people are toxic, and or you're interrupting minor banters as social pressure. Huh. If not, people are immature, sexist, and need to shield yourself better or you'll catch the dumb. What? I don't understand this at all. Maybe somebody else does in the comments. I don't get that comment. So the next type is, not the antagonist. What kind of sexist BS is that? Women need long hair? Screw that noise. Okay, so I mean, I get where they're coming from, but I guess that's the controversial reply. And the reply to that one is, I agree with you, but I have to say, for somebody with long hair, male or female, the sacrifice of shaving your head is a lot bigger. It takes years for you to grow it out again. Yeah, let's say if I had a whole man bun, that would be a different thing than a guy that has, like, you know, a nice little lineup that's gonna take him, like a low-cut Caesar with a lineup is gonna take you a week to grow back to like a nice length. If I had a man bun, who knows how long that would have taken me to grow. Next, a controversial reply, not the antagonist. I always thought the practice of shaving your head in solidarity was odd. It can be a sweet gesture, I guess, but not if it's got to be forced. It's weird that they felt that they needed to single you out too. And the one thing I would say is the whole act of solidarity. I do remember growing up as a kid, my dad worked at a prestigious thing. I'm not gonna dox myself, but he worked at a prestigious place, and they're all like, you know, tough, badass guys or whatever, and one of his coworkers' kid got cancer, so they were upset they had to shave their head. So to, like, you know, for solidarity, they brought the kid into the workplace, and all the parents, everybody that was there, all shaved their head to show the kid, like, hey, look, it's cool, we all look badass, look at our shaved heads or whatever. So it's like, it was able to like brighten up that kid's day. So I can kind of see the whole like shaving your head in solidarity, but in particular situations, like the kid was very, very self-conscious about having to shave their head, but it was nice for them to see, hey, look at all these badasses here shaving their head, cool, like now I feel better about it. So in that sense, yes, but it was just another coworker, like the other person said, they probably got bigger things to deal with than that. So like I said, to segue away from that, drop your comments, let me know, and also thank you for everybody that's been hanging in with me and also dropping their subscriber number. This is kind of like that SNL outro music or whatever, but I do appreciate it. And like I said, this window is going to close very soon, where after 1,000 subscribers, I'm not going to be able to count you guys out anymore. So on the decoynoise.com website, I'll do something to commemorate my original supporters. So like always, thanks for checking out this video, and stay tuned because that next Decoy Noise episode is coming up.